Welcome to today's episode, and the plan for today is a lot of different things. So I don't know why I still have the night vision potion on me, but the things that I'm focusing on today are basically getting more allays and then setting them up in my badlands in order to collect blocks. I want to expand my wheat farm. I also want to get some more frogs and get them into the Nether so I can get some Froglight Farm, and basically just getting more resources because the last episode I used up a ton of resources doing all the 119 stuff. First thing I gotta say is these paths look really cool. I really like the sound too from the mud bricks. If you can hear that. Sounds cool. I like it. Hope you guys like it too. I like it. So the big thing was, last episode I did a ton of flying and I ended up using all of my firework rockets. So I only have 2 stacks left. So I hope I have some paper, but the first thing I gotta do is head over to my gunpowder farm, and let's just stand here AFK and let my gunpowder farm do its magic. So I have run out of patience, and let's see how much gunpowder I got. So it looks like I got at least 5 or 6 stacks from each chest. So I think that's about 15 to 20 stacks. And let's grab some paper and let's craft some firework rockets and make sure they're flight duration 3. And that is all the firework rockets I crafted. It's not that many. I think that's about 15 stacks. So eventually I'll have to do a bigger session, but I think that'll hold me over for quite a while. I don't plan on flying around a lot. So I would like to work on the wheat farm, but it's going to take me a while to get all the resources for it because of the logs on here. So the next thing is, since I can't do the wheat farm, I'm going to try to find where the Badlands was. I think it's in this direction. Looks like there's savanna, so it's a drier biome. Looks like warm oceans down there. I think the Badlands are over here. And once I find that, then I will get the allays and create a system to collect blocks. And there we go, there's the Badlands. That was pretty easy to find. And of course, once you get in there, there won't be any rain. So this Badlands biome looks pretty big. So I want to put my portal next to where the desert is. So a good spot like over here would probably work. So let's light up the portal. Let's figure out where the coordinates are. Wow, that's not even that far from my base. And then we will go into this nether portal. Now you just gotta light up this nether portal and head into the Badlands. Now I just have to get the allays here, which is going to be a bit tricky, and then I will have to set up the redstone circuit with the note block so that the allays can drop the items into a hopper. So as you can tell, I am back here at the Woodland Mansion. I'm going to try to get those allays back and transport them to the Badlands. Ooh, that's not good. I really should have been paying more attention when I did that. Well, that was easy to recover. And let's try to pick everything up. Okay, so there's the 2 allays, 3 allays. Okay, so I've got 3 out of what I thought was 4, but it might have only been 3. So you know what? That's good enough. Let's get the boat and head out to the Badlands. This has been kind of painful to try to corral them all. Hopefully they'll follow me. I think it's only about 800 blocks to the Badlands. Okay, let's see how many actually survived to get here. So there's 2. So let's throw some leads on them and connect them to this fence post. So 1, 2, and where's the third amigo? So let's remove these torches from their hands. And that should hopefully lessen the amount they fly around. Wonder where the third guy is though. Thought I saw a third one following me around. So there was no third allay, or at least I don't see one, or I lost them along the way, which isn't great. But I got these 2 guys and I have the 3 left at my base. So the next thing is going back to my base and getting them all the way over here. Now the good thing with allays is they just follow you, so as long as you're traveling in this direction, they should keep following you, and there is a creeper over there. Well, there's only 1 allay left, which means I probably broke the lead at some point. And that's really bad because the allays just kind of wander around. So that means I probably completely lost those 2 allays that were on here before. So I guess I only have 3 now after all of that. So let's get something into his hand. Why don't we just give him a lead and he'll follow me. There we go. I'm kind of curious if they can follow me through. But there we go, that worked perfectly. So now I just have to head over to my Badlands portal. And there we go, there's the allay. And there we go. So out of 7, I ended up getting 3 actually to the spot I want. Not a great attrition rate, but at least I got 3. So I got everything set up, and now it's time to actually test these allays out and see what they can do. So I have this circuit set up that will play the note block. So usually when you give an item to the allay, it'll come back. Then when the allay collects that item, it'll come back to you and give you that item. But if you have a note block playing, instead of coming to you, it'll go to the note block, try to drop the blocks on top of the note block, and you can use a hopper minecart to basically pick them up and put it on there. And the great thing about the allay is if they don't drop it directly on this block, they can pick it up if it goes on either side, so you don't have to worry about the one block. Now, first I have to give these guys some sand. That will make them all look out for sand, and I should probably set up this beacon with haste. So, haste. There we go. So now I can, well, I don't really need that for the sand. That was kind of pointless now that I think about it. But anyways, let's get rid of these. I should probably get leads just in case something goes wrong. So all of them are broken. And they'll be looking for sand. Now let's see how this works. So mine some sand. Did I turn on that circuit? Ah, that's not what I wanted. There go. So now we can just mine for sand and the allays will pick it up. So usually I just mine and it goes all over the place. So I usually lose some sand this way. And at least now with the allays, I can just go around wherever I want and they'll pick up the sand for me. So I am done my nice little mining session for sand. And let's show you how much I got out of this. So I got almost a full double chest of sand. So the things I noticed during this was that first I had to increase the delay because it kind of seems like the allays need a bit of time between each time the note block plays, so I had to increase that a bit. Also, they don't have a huge range. I think it's only 32 blocks. So you got to make sure you're pretty close to somewhere like this where they're collecting or putting items and basically where you are. So you got to make sure you don't veer too far away. But I definitely say these guys are useful and I'm going to use them a lot for collecting sand and terracotta. And also I think there's some elaborate things you can do with this. You could definitely put a bunch of different versions of this and basically have different spots where they drop off their items if you want to make a larger area. So here I am at my lake in my base and I don't see any frogs. I put a bunch of frogs. That was weird how they spawned there. I put a bunch of frogs in here and I was expecting to come back because I was about to build my Froglight Farm and I don't see any. And I had a suspicion that would happen with the frogs because there's not really anything to keep them in. They can just kind of wander wherever. So I guess I can't keep frogs here, but now that means I got to do a lot more work. Go back to the swamp, find some frogs, and then I got to get them into the Nether, which won't be a huge problem. But so since this whole frog thing isn't working, I basically created this frog jail where I will get more tadpoles. So first, let's put some tadpoles into here. They'll grow into frogs and they won't be able to get out so that I can use them for my Froglight Farm. And I can get more tadpoles too. Okay, so while I wait for some more tadpoles, let's try to get a green frog. So I'm here in the grove. We'll put a tadpole in there. I have tons of slime balls on me. So let's try to speed this up. I think it'll take about a stack. There we go. There's a green frog. So if I can just There we go. Got him in there, and let's head back to the base. So we'll just keep him in here, right in my cave entrance, until I get a lead. Now it's time to do the tricky one, which is to get the white frog. So let's put the tadpole in. Let's get some slime balls, and there we go. We got a white frog. So let's try the lead first. I'm curious if this will work. If it gets up and goes through the portal. Okay, so that works. So let's head back to my base. And the good thing about my base is it is close to another portal where there's a Bastion Remnant. And now we just have to get the last one. And I got the achievement for all 3 frogs. And I have all 3 frog variants, so I can get all 3 types of Froglights. Now the next thing I gotta do is set up the Bastion Remnant for this farm. It should be pretty easy. All I really need is glass, some powdered snow, and some rails. And to figure out where the magma cube spawner is. So the next thing I gotta do is find some powdered snow blocks because they are important for this farm. And I'm not sure how to spot the difference between powdered snow and normal snow. I guess I just gotta wait for me to fall through. There we go. So we finally got some powdered snow. Took quite a while. So let's grab as much as I possibly can. I think I got 25 powdered snow blocks, which is exactly the amount I need. No more, no less. At least I hope. Let's head into the Nether. So the first thing I want to do is put on a gold piece of armor. Okay, so there's the Bastion, and there's the Nether portal over there, so it's really close to where my base would be, and I have to be very careful about the piglins. So what I'm going to try to do is see what's down here. Maybe if the treasure room is generated down here. It doesn't really look like it though. That looks like a different part of the Bastion. So I tried to look in here, but there wasn't anything that I could see. So I'm gonna head over here and see if I can find anything. Okay, so it's kind of hard to make out what's going on here. So this kind of looks like the housing area of the Bastion because the way the multiple levels are. So after looking through this entire thing, not coming across that many piglins, although I can see a couple now, there's clearly not a treasure room in this one and not a magma cube spawner. So that means I gotta figure out a different spot, either biome or another Bastion Remnant that I can use. So since this is gonna take a while, what I think I'm gonna do is work on my wheat farm. So the plan for the wheat farm is going to be to double it. So right now it has 4 cells. What I'm gonna do is add another 6. So for this, I'm pretty much only gonna need wood. I have all the other materials I need. I'm also going to fill in the water like I did underneath of here. So this is going to take some time for the resource gathering. And let's check how much wheat was in there since it was running the whole time I was building this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks of wheat. So if I want this to produce wheat, I should probably stay close to it, basically AFK if I want more wheat. So since we've got this done, I think that was a big success. We should move on to the Froglight Farm and trying to find a Bastion Remnant. So for the Bastion Remnant, the best idea will be to use this guy down here, the Strider, and I will try not to land in lava. So I should have a saddle in here, so put a saddle on him. Oh, there's already a sandal. So I will get him to walk around on the lava sea, and I can use him to find a Bastion Remnant. So with the Bastion Remnant, they are more common than the Nether Fortress, so I'm hoping I can just run into one pretty quickly. but it might take some moving around a bit to find one. So that's cool. I didn't find a Bastion Remnant, but I have found another Nether fortress. Well, that's great. I was like searching around and not really finding anything, and apparently there was a Bastion right at the beginning where I started to look. And this looks like a potentially good one. Cool, so it looks like I found it. So that's a piglin brute, not good. But it looks like this is a loot room. Yeah, you can see the magma cube spawner. So I found the exact spot I needed. Now I'm just going to set it up so I can actually get here, get all my supplies, and then neutralize this area so I can set up my farm there. So I'm back in the treasure room and I still gotta deal with these. I already took out one piglin brute, so I just got to take out the other one that's here. Hopefully that's the only ones. I think they only spawn at world generation, so they don't spawn after that. And let's get rid of this guy. So I don't want to attack him because that'll anger all the other piglins. So let's do that. And oh, that was bad. I should have realized that was going to happen because I could hear the magma cube. So that means I lost a lot of armor, but I don't think I lost all of it. So some of it should still be floating on the surface of the lava. And this is why I have backups. So let's just put on this to not have to deal with that again. And there's all my stuff still there. Okay, let's try to recoup all my stuff. There's still going to be magma cubes behind me, but I just have to pay attention to that for once. There, got that. Cool, so it looks like I recovered all my stuff. At least all the netherite stuff, which is the benefit of netherite, that it can't be destroyed in lava. So I got all that back. And now let's build the Froglight Farm. Although these magma cubes are going to be a hassle. Froglight Farm is almost done. So I have all the glass in place. You can see the magma spawner. It's spitting out a lot of magma cubes. And then this guy just tried to attack me. Well, that keeps happening a lot. So you can see underneath there is the powdered snow. That's to get the magma cubes to the smallest size, because you can only get froglights from the tiny magma cubes. Then there's the rail system to pick up the froglights and the magma cream, and then the hoppers and chests down here. Now the only thing I need to do is, well, I gotta break some blocks, but I also need to get the frogs into the area with the powdered snow, which is gonna be a bit tricky because there's not a direct path, and I don't want to put them through the nether. So I have this nether portal, but it's a bit broken. But we'll see how this goes. So hopefully I can get the frogs in here pretty easily. Okay, now let's try to grab these frogs. There, got all 3 of them. Now I just have to get them into the nether. Okay, let's see if I can get them through the nether portal. And there we go. I think that worked. So we have all 3 in the nether. Now I just got to figure out where I need to go. Well, I lost 2 out of the 3 frogs, which isn't great. But let's just take this orange guy into it, and then I can deal with the other ones later. So these nether portals are a bit broken, so that may have been part of the issue. Oh, that's interesting. I guess I did not lose them. They went through a different portal. Okay, cool. So there are 3 frogs in there, so That's good. Now I just have to remove this platform and move any blocks inside of the mob spawner. And then it is complete. I can get some Froglights, so let's get to that. So I've been just watching this, making sure everything works. It looks pretty good. I'm not sure what's up with the green frog since he doesn't seem to be eating any of the tiny magma cubes. But the orange guy and the white guy are definitely going, and you can see, I think I've maybe been watching it for like 10-15 minutes. You can see I have quite a few Froglights. So this thing works well and it produces a lot of Froglights. I think that is enough for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching.